Y'all, I woke up this morning and drinking my coffee from my favorite Waffle House coffee cup that my son and daughter-in-law bought me. And I'm going through my emails, and y'all, my heart is heavy. It really is. I've just got a heart for people. I care about people. And around the holidays, it just seems like there's so much stress, so much tension. Families and especially, husbands and wives are under so much pressure to spend money, to buy gifts, to decorate the home. And then on top of that, they're under stress to go to parties, to do things, to be places. And years ago, they made it work. These days, it just seems like everything is about money. Money, money, money. I've said it before and I'll say it again. There's an epidemic, especially with women. Largely, it's the wife that files for divorce and is ready to leave. And when they sit down and talk to me, it doesn't take much digging and prying to get out of them that they want to go because of money. The man doesn't make enough. I couldn't tell you how many times I've talked to couples and the women would tell me, yeah, he's a great guy. He's a good guy. He's a family man. He treats me like gold. But he didn't further in his career, and he just don't make a ton of money. And they're constantly bombarded at work, sometimes church, with friends, women telling them, things would be so much better if you just got a divorce and found you a guy that makes a ton of money. And y'all, that's just not true. I get so many that once they have left, they realize that money isn't everything. Is it nice? Absolutely it is. A new truck, new vehicle, seat heaters, huge checking account, amazing vacations, a house at the beach, that is all absolutely amazing. And I think it's something to strive for. I truly do. But you can't have everything. Sometimes, life is a trade-off. Do you want a guy that makes a ton of money, give you a new vehicle, take you on exotic trips, have a house at the beach, but he doesn't treat you like gold? He doesn't put you first. And the women look at me and they tell me, I don't know what I was thinking. I truly don't. I was listening to my friends. I was listening to my girlfriends. I was looking at their new vehicles that they get in after work. And Monday morning I hear about the trips that they took and the things that they did. And I got jealous. I started looking at my husband in a different light. Even though he's a good guy, I began to look at him and think, this guy's lazy. He doesn't always iron his clothes. He's not the cleanest. He's not the neatest. But he's a good guy. He treats me like gold. And they tell me, I let the terrible thoughts take over and make me think that he just wasn't enough. And now that we're divorced, they tell me they look back and they don't know what they were thinking. Should a guy do his best? Absolutely. But nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. I'll be honest with you. Just life in general. I'm a people person, and I talk to people any chance I get. Some of the happiest people, the happiest couples that I have ever met, don't make a ton of money. They don't have the newest vehicles or the biggest house. They don't take the amazing vacations. They concentrate on each other. They love each other. They respect each other. They treat each other like they want to be treated. They don't let others influence them. You know, there's an old saying, a man and a woman in a marriage is like a circle. You hold hands and face each other. And nobody gets in that circle. Nobody. Not friends, not family, not children, not parents, nobody. Nobody gets in that circle. You keep that circle tight, and you never, and ladies, I'm going to have to tell you, a lot of this is for you. You never let anybody try to influence you or make you think that your partner isn't enough. You shut that down, and I mean quick. Don't do it. Not even for a split second do you let anybody say anything negative about your partner or your husband or your wife. You just don't do it. Shut it down. Walk away. Marriages will not last with that kind of negativity. All it takes is just a tiny little seed to be planted. You know, why don't you have a new vehicle? You're pretty, you're attractive. You know, there's a lot of men that would treat you like gold. I got a friend, I got a cousin, I got a brother. He could buy you a new vehicle, he could take you on trips. He would treat you like gold. You've already messed up if you sit and listen to that. Just don't. Don't do it. If you've got somebody that treats you like gold, puts you first, loves you, value that. Realize what you've got. Life is short. You're here and gone in an instant. And I promise you that when you're at the end of life, when things are over, you're not going to sit and think about that new car, that new home, that new coat, those new shoes, that 401 account, that crypto portfolio. You're not. What you're going to do is you're going to look over at your husband, your life partner, and you're going to think about how much you love them and how much they love you. That's what you're going to think about. Y'all, climb that tree. The view from the top of the tree is so much better than the view from the bottom. This is Coach Chris, over and out.